Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. How you guys doing? So today I thought to do something different, something fresh, something refreshing, something educative, something we can all learn from today. Okay, so I came across Annie Dibia's post on the internet. Like, you guys, everybody must have seen that by now. Being a public figure is not something very easy. Your business is always out there. People always have something to say about whatever it is that is going on in your home. When young ladies are looking at these things, I hope they are learning. God, please. One of the most important things you should look for when looking for a life partner is to look for somebody that is kind. Stop looking for love. Oh my goodness, when I was younger, we thought love was it. Okay, we thought love was everything that you need, okay, to make a marriage work. I love him, he loves me. What else or what more do we want? I feel like people are overstressing this love matter, okay, because a lot of people think that all you need to succeed in a marriage is love. I haven't been married myself for years. I can say to a level I have an experience of what a marriage is, okay. We might blame Annie all we can. We might say, oh, she's been seeing the red flags all along. We need to preach kindness. People need to be kind with how they approach people, how they deal with people. The reason I actually went to watch Young Famous African was because a lot of people were just talking about her. I had my question marks. I said, okay, let me go and watch Young Famous African. So I went to watch it just to have an idea, to have a picture of what people are talking about. Personally, I feel Annie Dibia is already on the floor. There is no need hitting her while she's already on the floor. Believe it or not, a lot of people create content for the views and for the coins, right? But sometimes we need to be very careful about the narrative we are pushing out. We all know about Annie's story. If you don't know, Annie Dibia is Innocent's wife, Two-Face wife. I don't know why we have to refer to Two-Face when we are talking about Annie Dibia. I don't know. God help us. Help us, women. Help us. I've realized that to talk about Annie Dibia, to make people recognize Annie Dibia, you have to put Tu Baba in front, okay? As in, I know men are our crown, right? Men are our head, but it doesn't mean that we should be under their shadow all the time, especially if you have the opportunity to stand out, okay? If she wanted, she could stand as a star on our own. Yes, we marry these men. We are under them because the Bible said they are our head, right? But it doesn't mean that we shouldn't be our own person, okay? Because when describing Annie Dibia, the first thing that comes to mind is Two-Face's wife, okay? If you don't say Two-Face's wife, a lot of people might not recognize her. Also because watching Young Famous African, the way Zari actually attacked her, saying that, who is she? As in, who are you? Woman, who art thou? Who are you without your husband? If they remove your husband from the picture, who are you? Annie is a very smart woman. You can see it from afar. If you put Two-Face and Annie Dibia, you will know there's a huge difference. You know that Annie is very smart. She's well educated. She's bold and confident. Okay, even with all of her confidence, I'm just wondering or imagining how Annie can be this bold after all she has gone through in her marriage. I see her as a very strong woman. Just remove Innocent from Annie's story and just imagine the kind of woman she would have been. So that brings me to this question. Who are you married to? Why are you married to this person you are married to? Mind you guys, whoever you end up with, whoever you have chosen to spend the rest of your life with, will either make you a better person or break you into pieces. There is no such thing as a perfect marriage. Don't let anybody deceive you. Don't let women come out and be saying, oh, I have a very perfect marriage. 99.9999999% of marriages are not what you think. People are faking to be happy in their marriages. People should start coming out to share how they are managing or they are coping in their marriages. Stop making people think that marriage is the ultimate goal. No. If you don't want to get married, your life can still be better. Love is not enough, okay? Enough of marry for love. Don't marry for money. Marry for whatever reason you want. But the important things you need to look out for, make sure you have a lot of things in common. When I'm talking about having a lot of things in common, I'm not talking about kids and I'm not talking about love. Take out love and kids out of the equation, then think about other 10 things that you have in common. 10 things that no matter what goes wrong in the marriage, these 10 things can sustain both of you. Okay, just think about it. I'm not saying everybody pretend to be in a happy marriage, but marriage is not that fairy tale that you think in your head. You know, people's backgrounds are different, okay? People come with different baggages. This person that I'm trying to end up with, what background does he come from? How do they treat people in their family? Are they kind people? Is he a kind person? At this point or at this rate at which marriages are scattering everywhere, young ladies, single ladies, you have no reason to choose the wrong person because you have all the informations out there. Whatever it is you are looking for in a perfect marriage or whatever it is that you need to be scared of, the red flags, everything that can make your marriage work, that can destroy your marriage, you have everything. All the information is out there at your disposal. Informations that our mothers, that my own set, we are not privileged to have. We didn't have the privilege of having people talk so much about marriage. So if you are single, congratulations. You have all the informations you need out there. Marriage go show you shege. You better be ready. Be prepared. Do not neglect or do not refuse or do not, what is the word I'm looking for? Don't ignore your instinct. Don't ignore. Please, guys, when your instinct is telling you something, don't ignore it. Don't let love blind your eyes. Gone are the days when you allow love to blind your sense of reasoning. Listen to your inner mind. Listen to your inner self. As human beings, there is something within you, your instinct, call it your instinct, that always draws your attention to those red flags. But because you love so much, you say, no, I'll work on that, I'll ignore that. Nothing beats ending up with a kind person. Sometimes when people have power, they kind of want to use the power to intimidate others. Gosh, I'm so tired of people playing God in other people's lives. It's so irritating, it's so disgusting when people play God. Because you have the power and you are in the position to do and undo, you just, treat people like trash. Innocent actually showed to Annie over and over and over and over again that he's not worthy of her. That is the fact. If you are kind to your spouse, if you treat your spouse well, it go show. It must definitely show. Because women are those people that are naturally very fragile. I know they are masculine, feminine, assertive women, strong women. But deep down, they are still women. Very fragile. If you are already a strong woman, you need a stronger man. Don't go and adore yourself and be ending up with a man that is not up to your standard. Money is not everything. Because there are a lot of men that might have all of the money, but they are not up to your standard. If Annie talk with all of her knowledge, with all of her boldness, with all of her assertiveness, and Two-Face Idibia talk, you go know say, wetin happen? Even with all your money is not experience. There are things money will not give you. There are things that naturally you have inside. Your character, your person. So people with all of their money, their character, they smell. May God not allow you end up with the wrong person. Say amen. May God never, never, never allow you end up with the wrong person. If you end up with the wrong person, if your direction is straight like this, you will not know when you will be bending. It will look like you are going backwards. She might have a lot of reasons why she's attached to Innocent, why she can't let him go. They met when Annie was 15 years old, right? Innocent was her first love, right? So you can kind of imagine how that feels, as in knowing him. I mean, knowing one man. I don't know if she has been with any other man, but knowing one man, that's, I don't know. As in, I don't like to judge people, okay? If she's sticking with him, she must have her reasons. But she should start understanding at this point that whatever her reasons are, she should start, letting those reasons go, because Innocent doesn't look to me like somebody that will ever change. He will continuously hurt her. The bitter truth is, when you get married to the wrong person, if your self-confidence was here before, it will drop to this level. Okay, you can't see my hand. If it was way up there, it will drop to this level. If you didn't have self-confidence before meeting this kind of partner, and your confidence was here, it will just be in the poto. If you meet somebody like this and your confidence was here, normal level, your confidence will be in the poto when the person is done with you. I watched Young Famous African, okay? I've seen Annie. She's a public figure. That's why we can see a lot of the things that is happening in her life. Even with all of those things, even with everything we see and we open our mouth and we say, oh my God. Even with all of those things, you can still see that Annie is a very strong woman. She's bold, she's confident. You can see her, the way she carries herself. Just imagine, with everything she's going through, she still looks this strong. Imagine if she had a good man by her side. Innocent constantly throws poto at her. He constantly throws poto at her. And she still stands out. She still stands strong with her head high. And even with all of the things going on in the background, you can still see her, how she carries herself. She's still very strong and all of that. Just imagine if the contrary was the case, if Innocent was a man that boosts her self-confidence, if Innocent was somebody that is kind to her or is kinder to her. Let me not say not kind. If Innocent was somebody that was kinder to her, you can't say he's very kind to her. I'm not even talking about love. Maybe they love each other. Let's not, we are using the word love too much, where love has no business featuring in. Okay, let me put it that way. So if Innocent actually loves this woman as he claims, you met her when she was 15. You met her, you did not marry her when you became famous. You impregnated other women before she could bear you her first child. You already had children everywhere, and she still went ahead to marry him. Their marriage is very complicated. I'm not judging her. I'm not in the position to judge her, because no marriage is actually perfect, because no woman can come here and say, oh, I have a perfect marriage. They lie. You know you are lying. So I'm not here to judge her. I'm just thinking out loud. How can you still be with a man that you've been with since you were a teenager? Innocent was 20 something, 24, something like that, and he impregnated 2 other women. I guess he had 4 kids, or maybe 5 kids, before Annie could have her first child. I don't know, correct me. So I don't understand this kind of love. It's very toxic. Annie Dibia and Two-Face's marriage is not a perfect example of a marriage. If you are describing a good marriage, you can't, point to their marriage as an example. With everything Annie have seen in that marriage, I'm so sorry for her, because she's a public figure and we are seeing everything that is going on in her house. From her calling out her husband to her husband fathering different kids all over the world. I feel so sorry for her. Sometimes we say women don't leave their marriages because of financial issues. Annie, I don't think Annie has that problem. Why she still chooses to stick with him is what I can't fathom. I know he's her first love. Breaking such ties might be very difficult for her. I can't explain that because I'm not with my first love, okay? Annie is in rehab and her husband came out to say that he's divorcing her. Just imagine that. There is no compassion. That's what I'm saying. Young ladies, single ladies, please, please do your best to end up with a kind-hearted person, somebody that is compassionate. She's your wife and the mother of your children. Even if at some point the love fades or ends, you can't be so insensitive, okay? If she's in rehab, obviously you got her there. We are only humans. We are not superhuman beings. You can think you are so strong and so you can chest everything, but we have limits as humans. There are things we can take and there are things we cannot take. When you get to your limits, you break down. Okay. Annie is in rehab. Why is she in rehab? Because she's been taking so much BS from the man she called her man, that does not respect her. If at any point love fades, love ends, obviously it's going to end, it's going to fade. There should be things that you guys can do together that will still keep the marriage running, okay? Because sometimes, it's not even sometimes, 99.9999999% of the time, the love will end. It will fade. It will fade. There are no two ways about it. People should stop with the narrative of, oh, marriage is all of that. Is not all of that, okay? I know God ordained marriage. God wants us to be married and happy in our marriages. But at some point, love is out of the window, okay? At some point, love just flies out. There are things you can do together to try to, renew the love, okay? That is very, very possible. You can make your spouse fall in love with you over and over again. Okay, when the love goes, you have to work on it if you actually value the marriage. When working on your marriage is not a one-way thing. Both of you should want the marriage to work. If it is one-sided, you continuously get hurt, get heartbroken. I just feel so sorry for Annie. I hate it when people play God in other people's life just because of your status, because of your position, because you have the power. Just imagine how many times Innocent have dragged this woman in the poto. Innocent keeps embarrassing her everywhere. As in, I don't want to insult him, but I'm just saying the word the way I'm seeing it. He's not emotionally intelligent. He's not very, very sensitive with the way he speaks. I know you are in power. You are almighty Two-Face. But, if people are under you, don't overpower them because you can. So, I'm just going to leave it here like this today. I'm going to be talking more about marriage on this channel because I feel like even if we could not salvage our own marriage, we can try to help the younger ones that are coming up. To choose right, to choose properly, to know what to look for. There are a lot of information. Knowledge is power. When you know something, you can't say you don't know. Okay, when you have those information at your disposal, you can't go wrong if you're able to help yourself as a young lady to accumulate as much information as possible about marriage. No matter how prepared you think you are before getting married, you are still going to face the obstacles of marriage. But that notwithstanding, when you are ready, okay, you are financially, emotionally, physically, everything ready for marriage, it becomes an advantage, okay? There are people that just goes into marriage because it's time to get married, because his age is no longer on your side, because you are getting pressure from society, from everywhere to get married, and you jump into it. There are difference, okay? Getting really ready. Ladies, single ladies, if you are watching me, please do your best to make sure that you are ready for this thing called marriage. I know that there is no amount of preparation, there is no amount of preparation that you can do that you are going to be really, really ready. That notwithstanding, do your part, okay, and leave the rest. I guess that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all for watching. Okay, don't forget to like the video. If you are still watching, kindly hit on the like button. If you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe and hit on the notification bell so you get notified each time I drop a new video. Thank you guys so much. See you all in my next see you all in my next one. Bye guys.